advised, I will be in Phoenix's squad. I will not have a squad of my own. I am not a squad leader.
Correct, but you're fire team leading, correct?
Yep.
Your fire team is handling the lodges.
Copy.
You're going to fill the lodges with 3,000 build and more, 2,000 ammo and 1,000 build in each lodgy, okay?
Sounds good.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Squad Ops Saturday events. Today is event that we are playing is Lawless
Event
Rustlers.
admin, is this a full op?
Lawless Range, sorry. So we're just kind of in the middle of getting everything set up. We're getting players into the game. Commands are going over their various plans and trying to figure out what they're going to be doing. So there's going to be a little bit before I really discuss what the option is that they're going for the actual listen into the admin as he informs the US team.
They have not chosen the M10 location for the yellow mission.
Oh, look, it's K10 boys.
So
Not M10.
this is one of our stoplight operations. So both teams have several different options that they can pick on where they'll set up and what assets that they can use and different things that'll occur during the operation. It's been made clear that the yellow operation has been picked, and the yellow operation essentially is the militia team is going to set up a fob at one of the three locations, which are India 6. Pull up my map. So India 6, Kilo 10, Kilo 10, or M10. The U.S. team has picked the intel option, which allows them to know one of the locations that it's not going to be. And you can already see that the militia is setting up at Kilo 10 now. You see by the fob marker and the truck down there. So we're just so the U.S. commands is figuring out their plan. The militia is getting all set up down there at their fob. As for assets, the U.S. team will consist of an S, 2 fire team leads, 2 ARs, and a medic per squad. They also get 2 laws per platoon and a hat per platoon. For vehicles, because they picked the intel option, they get 2 lodges with any load and 2 transport trucks. They also get a platoon mortarman, so they have a 5th squad here. It's going to be run by Kenneth, and he's going to get a butt, and essentially they're going to set up that mortar wherever they want on the map and can move it around and fire it at will. For the militia assets consist of an SL, 2 fire team, 2 ARs, and for the platoon they get 2 lats and 1 hat. So those are platoon level assets. For vehicles they get 2 lodges with any load. At the fob they can get 1 HMG and various defensive structures.
Try to start in 7 minutes. Is that cool?
The militia starts at the camp. They may place the fob at live with the chosen grid. 2 squads start at main with 2 of the logi trucks. Then the militia may make logistics runs. So essentially, half the militia squad team is at the camp location. The other half is going to start at their main, and it's a bit of a race to get to that location with those extra supplies and reinforce it. Should be a pretty fun one. This is a pretty tried and tested formula we've done here a couple times with some of our other operations, and it's going to be a lot of fun here on V12. And V12. So we're looking on Bump Right. He's one of the militiamen. He's on the camp itself down in Kilo 10. He's one of our multiple streamers today. So I think we have 7 or 8 cameras up tonight, including my own. And we'll be switching between multiple perspectives as the battle goes on, depending on where the best view of the battle is.
From spawning off a truck.
So it'll be really interesting to see how it all plays out. We'll get you the best view we can. It's unfortunate the U.S. can't use these beautiful MRAP and Striker that have been reskinned in V12 because they look awesome and they're heavily fun tanks.
God, it's about fucking time.
Want me to try it?
Alpha, only good Kate left is AR. You want it?
Yeah, sure.
And now we're moving over to Crispy US. He's one of our foot guys on the ground. Let's see if I can find him. Or just
Squad 2, we've chosen the intel option, which means we do not have the MRAPs.
so this should be a pretty fun operation. For US team, for the US team, it is commanded by Karma Cut, and his squad leaders are Expit, Londart, Phoenix, and Revy. His platoon mortar is going to be run by Kenneth. He's going to get 1 or 2 guys in there with him, and they'll be running around building those. as I discussed earlier. The militia team is being commanded by Dorf,
Kenneth.
and Dorf squad leaders are Clay J, Sphinx, Hero, and Assault. And it looks like Dorf is going for a pretty straightforward setup. Just have all the guys ready to go at main to drive out there with the supplies, and then 2 squads just dug in, ready to go at the fob. This should be a pretty fun one. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. We're just finishing up the command briefing and figuring out the kits.
And get your shovels out. Gather up on me, please.
It's possible that they're doing squad. We're not. It's trying to figure out the U.S. command. Each commander does their briefs a little bit differently. So sometimes they do squad briefs, sometimes they don't.
Red texture popping in V12. It's cancer.
It's loading, just wait.
Thank you for not putting me into pink.
Alright, cool.
What? Pink squad is best squad.
Alright, so you guys got your fire team
Oh,
leads.
nothing.
Fire team leads, go ahead and break out your fire teams. Set your buddy teams if you feel like it. Let's make sure the air gunner's got an assistant gunner of some type. And, yeah.
Alright, X Ryan, you
So
go
we
with
have
bust
Linus,
out.
okay?
Question in
it out.
chat of when this is going to be an
Copy.
esport. That's a good question, and I look forward to that. This is a fun way to
Sinister
do an
Shackles firing
esports.
up at
It's
me.
very focused on the teamwork and the strategy
Alright.
instead of the individual skill.
Your buddies. Cobra, you're with me.
Copy.
Lex, if you get me home, I'll make you
Roger,
my best man.
144 live
trying to bring the
time.
full
Come for
screen
the
up.
platoon brief when squads are ready.
So,
Yeah,
following
check
the
camera.
platoon brief, we have a 144 live time, so we should be going live in about 3 minutes, and we're going to tune in
Make
to
sure you get me on
the
your fire team leads,
briefing
guys,
here
so you know
as
how to
Karma
make
gets
nice
his
two
guys
straight lines.
organized.
Bravo behind me, I'm jumping.
Damon, if you can get over next to Solve.
Hey, I need command and Revy.
Yo.
Sir, guys are
I
the last
have-
ones to join and get sorted out.
I have sent 3 people to Kenneth. If I send him one more, I will
Sit
then
down.
have 7 people on my
Spill the
squad.
beans, come on.
Should I send?
Sit down.
Should I only be keeping a fire team for myself?
Yeah, yeah, you
Three's
sit down.
fine, I think. Is it fine? 3 should be
Hey.
fine.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Sit down.
It's fine.
Because that will
Guy
mean
in the
I'll just
front,
have a
oh,
fire
you're
team with-
blocking the
well, that should be
screen.
it, fine.
Alright,
Sounds
pull it
good.
in.
Sit
Should
down.
I send one to Revy to balance out his squad and my squad?
Sit
Yeah, send Revy,
Sit down.
Yeah, just send Revy
I'll
3
send him a
people.
person.
Send him 3. That way you'll be a
sit
fire
down.
team. You'll have one fire team in Kenneth. Does that make sense?
Good.
Yeah, that's what I was
I have
asking.
one guy that dropped
Okay.
it, might be coming back.
Alright, I'll send Revy 2 now.
Okay, copy. Alright, we're live in 1 minute. I need to get this screen done.
2-3.
Alright. Welcome to Operation Lawless Range. Our objective is to find the enemy fob located in either I-6 or K-10. Regardless of where the position is, the platoon will be moving roughly to marker 6 marker in L796. There, the platoon will dismount the lodges and the trans vehicles that we have, and we will push on foot to acquire the mound. Once we have secured the mound, mortars will go up. I will be dispatching a team to check out the I-6 location, and hopefully by then we will have figured out which location the enemy has chosen. Then we'll move to contact and engage. Squads 1, 2, and 4 are our main assault squads. Squads 3 and 5 are supporting elements plus mortar team. It's going to be a pretty textbook push to contact. Just make sure you report things properly. Movement will come down the line as needed. And try not to get yourselves killed. Are there any questions?
Okay, go ahead and mount them up. Squads 1 and 2 in one trans. Squads 3 in the second trans, or 4 in the second trans. And then 3 taking the lodges. 3 and 5 in the lead.
Yep.
All right. Well, we just listened into Karma Cut's plan there. It was a very brief and to the point lecture about what the plan is. Very straightforward. He's going to move his team essentially down to the mound and then send out squads from there to probe the India 6 and the Kilo 12 areas. We've actually already gone live with the game. We've introduced a recent rule of setting up and having lives at a defined time, so it kind of pushes the commands to get the game rolling a little bit quicker for our players, and they did run into that. So the US is still slightly setting up here right at the beginning, but they're getting all moved out and should be good to go.
Alright, let's go. Punch it.
We'll follow this convoy down. Take a quick look on the map. You can already see the militia convoy is on its way to the camp with all those valuable supplies to reinforce that. This should be a pretty fun contact.
Take this time now to finish any briefings you might have.
They'll be left the intersection.
Frederick, I'm just going to call you Alpha.
So while the
I don't
US
like calling
sets
you
up
Delta,
at
so
Mound
just
and gets their operation going, go ahead and swing
Bravo.
down
Bravo.
to the campsite location and check out what the militia defense plan is going to kind of look like.
No.
Roger, you have to move in.
See the red dots in
Yeah,
the
sweet. Thank you.
distance?
HML,
I have to say,
can, you
V12
push
has made the
closer
maps
towards
look
the road?
very pretty with the improved light.
Roger.
So I'm just cycling through the different ways to highlight the players. So it looks like Squad 4 of the militia is actually pushing northwest towards the India
I need a
6
heads up if
area
you can hit I6 from
to
the
help
mound.
be a front line. So they should get engaged
I
pretty
believe you
early by
can.
the U.S. That'll be interesting to see what happens there. Dorf has also sent out a fire team to the north overlook, I'm guessing, the mound? And possibly try to intercept the U.S. setting up there as well. You can see the blue names and the big cluster back there. That's the U.S. convoy coming up.
You're on point. Start pushing them out immediately.
As for the actual
Next
FOB,
bit, you're in the rear.
Dorf has picked this location down here.
Vaughn, I want
on
you
this
on
hillside.
the right side of Revy, over.
Let's put a rally down and get one of my
Gets
guys.
one techie here
Yeah,
with
copy.
a Dishka. He's got a it's pretty nice little defensible area. From the north, you have to really go over some tough terrain to get in this little bowl here. And then from the south, there's the
Okay,
giant open
Mike Solo,
field,
stay with the
which
vehicles
could
and
bite
wait for you
Dorf
guys
in the
to
butt
clear and
later,
push
but
in and
we'll have to
set up the
see.
bomb.
Good stuff.
Overall, it looks like a very solid spot, a very solid defensive plan. We're going to swing back up to the U.S. push and see what happens. This first squad is going to get in contact. These are members of Squad
Commander, do you want to move
3 of the militia, commanded by... and they've
Phoenix, take
set up a
trans,
fire
try to get
up
recon
here
on
to look
I6,
at
over.
the mound, and I think this is a brilliant spot, assuming they can find just the right place.
GG.
Yeah, so these two guys sit here, then the U.S. gets in the mound at all. Those are the compounds on the mound. You can see the U.S. outlines way in the distance out there. They can't be, I'm seeing through the hill right now with you, but if the U.S. comes up into that comp, these militia guys are going to have an excellent shot on them.
Alright,
Sorry
one,
for
follow
some
in
lag
between 2
there.
and 4, over.
Causes my camera to bounce around a little bit. This is HML, TY, and then actually their other buddy team
Command, can they be
is
anywhere
over
in
here on
I6?
the road. This is a really clever spot.
Yes.
With a grape ape and refurbished one. They might actually be able to see the U.S. soldiers if they were looking the right way. Nah, it's a little too much foliage. So we're looking at HML. He's one of these buddy teams looking at the map. And he's got an excellent sight line from where he's at. So this is, yeah, he's looking at his map, but as soon as he puts that down and actually looks north, he's got an excellent view of where the U.S. is planning to set up here.
All right, Alpha, just hold up. Let Bravo get into play.
So just kind of waiting for first cons here. It looks like Revy's squad 4 of the U.S. is moving up onto Mound and is going to get impacted here pretty soon. It might be hard to tell based on the dots here because you see Revy's squad up here moving into Mound, squad 4, and the two buddy teams are looking up at him. They imagine they can see very well. Bring the video in right close to where Revy's at.
Second trans, have one of your guys from that other group pick you up and drop you off.
Looks like contact right here, man.
Yeah, that buddy team to the south definitely had to have seen these guys.
To pick up squad 3.
I'm moving up.
I have no movement inside.
We don't need to be picked, we just need you to nudge this one.
Okay, can you nudge their vehicle over?
Yeah, good clearing technique here from the U.S. Just taking it nice and cautious, assuming there's bad guys everywhere.
No, just worry about nudging.
And taking their time, trying their best not to be seen from the south.
I'll watch outside. Everybody else going.
We have Revy here, the squad lead him is going up for a peek.
See them on play.
Mound is clear.
Roger, what do you see south side of that MSR over?
Am I stuck? No, am I
Revy's
stuck?
trying to get a nice good view.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Prone.
Oh, the militia have spotted the U.S. So HML, who we can see here on my camera, looking right over Revy's shoulder. HML spots him, and they know the U.S. are in the mound. So HML's buddy team is falling back a little bit to try to draw these guys out.
And you want us heading south?
A-firm, you're gonna head to at South Woods, 210 southwest. After 1 and 2 are ready to cover.
Yeah, I don't think Revy knows these two guys are down there. He keeps looking with his binocs, but he doesn't actually seem to call out in contact.
Doesn't get hurt over.
Understood. Moving.
Contact is called by command. And command Karma actually sees HML and his buddy to the southwest. It doesn't see the guy. Yeah, the militia in the southwest are opening up.
Kenny, get your ass over here.
Copy, moving. We're taking shots to the south, trying to get shots.
The militia guys did their job, distracted the US a little bit, disrupted their plan. They're pulling back like ghosts in the wind.
Mate. You need to be looking northeast.
Got it.
Roger.
Yeah, these guys, this Revy squad, they know generally where the bad guys are, but I don't think they see them quite well enough. One of those times where I would kill to have an optic on my gun.
Okay.
Hey, Bravo.
Yeah, HML and TYCY pulling back there, just getting back to safety. Really distracted the US for. Good comms from Revy here, telling his squad to space out. But the militia buddy team in the south is still down there. Who is that?
Yeah.
Grape Ape, the refurbished one. It's really well set up down there. And there's actually a reinforcement militia squad coming in behind those militia guys coming up. Let's see which squad that is. So squad 1 of the militia, Clay J's squad, is coming up to the east side of this buddy team It's going to actually probably engage the U.S. first squad down here where Exped is at. It's a good sweeping flank. Keep distracting the U.S. Keep them kind of bottled up here in Mound.
Watch south, move east. Try to be different.
Yeah, Alpha, you're good where you're at. You're rear security for the platoon on the Mound, so just hold it. Watch.
And while this has been going on, Squad 4 of the militia assault squad has been set up to the northwest of Mound. Very patiently.
It was the tipped over transpo spotter. Alright,
and these guys are just hanging out in the woods, just getting ready for contacts coming from Mound.
It's in gunfire. 0 casualties.
Alright, Roger. Once again, we're not going to be moving here for a second. We're setting up. Give me 360 security.
Yeah, these guys have such an excellent view, and the U.S. has no idea these guys are down here. If they just stay still and stay patient, they could get a lot of them down, a lot of the U.S. down when they push out.
Cross into the woods under the cover of 1 and 2. Over.
Roger.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Alex Makos. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
Okay, good shit. Kenneth wants you to mortar.
So moving back out and get a better view of the situation. So let's go see what the militia camp's looking like. Sounds like the U.S. is prepping for some mortar hits.
Alright, give me a widespread.
Sounded like a blew up.
It from what I was told,
So the U.S. is getting this nice, the militia is getting this nice kind of ring defense around their fob. Bunch of sandbags, bunch of defenses up so that they're good to go when the U.S. finally push back all the way to here. Still some firing going on to the north, some sporadic contact between the U.S. and the militia, but nothing too major at the moment. Yeah, we're just kind of rotating through the different cameras right now. There's definitely a lull in the battle right now. The mortars are called ready from Kennett. So Kennett's mortars go active.
SL, do you want me to push up? Command, how do you want me approaching?
I'm not sure exactly where these mortars are going to land. Here's Kennett, the mortar man. It looks like he's aiming southwest towards assault squad. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know where those mortar rounds are hitting. I have no idea where that round landed.
Command, this is 2. I've got an element ready to cover full.
Looks like he's trying to aim for assault, but I don't think they've seen assault yet.
Alright. Kenneth, keep that mortar fire going. I need you to pick up the rate of fire on that. 4 push southbound now.
Understood. Picking up the rate of fire.
Copy. Are we moving south or southwest, command?
You're moving direct south. Over.
Yeah, so Squad 4 here on the U.S. is moving out under cover of those mortars, which aren't really hitting much of anything. I'm really confused on what the mortars are aiming at right now. Okay, so it sounds like the mortar landing near that buddy team that first engaged the U.S. HML and company. But Revy's squad is pushing to the southeast here. He's going to get run into Clay J's squad, who's set up in an ambush situation here, all widespread, just waiting for the U.S. soldiers to come up. We'll just follow behind, knowing the ambush is coming.
Kenneth, keep it going, come on.
This is an interesting situation that we see fairly often in operations. I see it a lot in pub play too, actually, where you see 2 fire teams. So there's probably an Alpha fire team, Bravo fire team, squad lead in the middle, but he's kind of in a diamond shape formation, and he's in the front of all of his guys, which is one of the riskiest places to be. So Revy is walking out in front of all of his guys here, and not trying to get a lot of intel, but he's also putting himself at risk.
It's pretty open out here.
Oh, this guy, this is totally going to, he gets seen.
We got contact south
this little buddy team started up earlier. Definitely causing some mayhem, causing some damage, but they both go down. These guys are from HML's squad. They are not HML. Revy's squad clears them out. They're all down, but they're definitely using up a lot of ammo to make sure that it's all clear.
I'm loaded.
Copy that. L1089 firing.
This is where this is the tip of the spear on the U.S. push. Ape here just unloading on everything and everything in front of him.
We got some trees and some smokes.
But unfortunately, because of how the terrain is, he can't hit anything. Oh, there's actually HMLs up the top of the hill there. Good sneak around flank there on this U.S. squad. I don't think they did much damage. Yeah, that was a very good use of the buddies to waste the mortar and really slow down the U.S. advance here. And HML is just harassing them as best he can.
Is there anything left to build in the middle?
Yeah, there's that one shelter left.
Copy that. L929 firing.
Lon, I need you to.
Yeah, HML here is just hiding behind his rock, and he's just picking off U.S. soldiers. I think he's gotten one or two of them already, but he's just sitting up here being really patient with his shots, and he has stalled this initial U.S. push completely, along with his buddy team that was down there earlier. Just making a total slog for the U.S. Take a quick look at the map here. Assault Squad 4 is actually starting to push up a little bit into the mound. Trying to get the map in a good position here. And mortars go out trying to take out HML, but they're a little bit long. And U.S. squad zeroing in on HML. I think they found him based on the tracer fire. poor HML. This rock is Miracle Rock. Yeah, this is a wonderful time to discuss suppress. So you can see on HML's screen all black, all dark. He can't aim. He can't really see. He can't really think at all. It's a really wonderful change to V12, showing how important suppression can be and how dangerous it can end up being. HML throws a nade out, hoping it lands somewhere, bounces off the rock, kills him. Oh, HML! Oh no! That was unfortunate. Yeah, it hit the rock and went straight up. Oh, poor HML.
Alright, you're gonna send 5 rounds there. And
it was a wonderful demonstration of suppression there by the U.S. troops. Yeah, a lot of rounds going to make it really hard for them to focus in on anything and look at anything.
Ravi, I need you egressing north. We're not pushing them.
But this U.S. push is actually completely stalled, and Karma has ordered his guys to pull back. So he's pulling this squad out, Revy's squad, who is taking out all the contact to this direct south.
Yeah, roger that. I don't want to go into that. I want to go around on the west.
Yeah, so Revy's
We're not going east. Push it off.
Yeah, so Revy's squad here, you see all highlighted in blue, is being ordered to fall back. They've taken out all the units up on the hill, throwing tons of mortar rounds on that hill. And they only took out, I think, 3 or 4 guys. So, quick update on U.S. So the kills are actually even right now. U.S. has taken out 3, Militia has taken out 3, but it's really off by 1 because of HML's fun grenade. But yeah, so the U.S. here is kind of collapsing back and rethinking their assault. They're really convinced there's a lot of bad guys up on that hill where HML was, because they are throwing more rounds at it.
Kenneth, I need you to light up K9 orders, over.
Yeah, so this is a wonderful use of just distracting and making the U.S. commit all of their mortar rounds to one area. Oh, and actually, Assault Squad from the direct west, way west, is taking out Revy's squad as they try to run back. They are way out there. See this pair of guys, I'm trying to get the zoom just right. There we go, right there. You see the 2 guys, center screen, right above the shipping container. They're engaging Revy's squad as they try to get across the railroad tracks. And I think every single person in Revy's squad has used a bandage at this point. It's a critical resource, and it's an excellent use of that positioning by Assault. This is a wonderful, wonderful positioning by his part. It's actually important that because of the changes in V12, we let players rearm off of vehicles and ammo bags. So they don't get unlimited ammo, but they can rearm off of the rearming limited resources.
K9. Squad 2, can you bound across?
We
Alright, Squad 4, can you cover
and so
Tuesday push?
right here we're looking at Karma. He's trying to figure out where that contact to his south and west is coming from. I don't think he actually knows exactly where they're at. He's calling out the Kilo 9 grid, which is it's a grid north of where Assault's squad actually is. So it seems to think they're further south than they actually are.
We're gonna keep pushing west. Where do you want us, man?
And he's sending Londart's squad into the fray to try to figure out where the contacts are.
Copy.
This is a wonderful example here by Londart's. He's got his ARs firing away, making it super hard for the militia to shoot while one of his fire teams crosses the road. So wonderful bit of tactics here.
Charlie, keep 2 guys on the crossing, bound 2 guys across.
I can't hear you when we have multiple comms.
So Karma's just ordered the Morse to just keep firing to the southwest, try to hit in the Kilo 9 grid. And there's nobody in the Kilo 9 grid, so
You're gonna follow 2.
mortars aren't going to help with the main U.S. assault much.
Bring 5 as he, or 3 as he crosses, okay? Rebby's covering, Phoenix pushed to 2.
So the U.S. has about 600 ammo left on the fire. It might have a little bit more than that, not much.
Roger that.
Yeah, so it's something we're testing out for the rearming and ops. Because of the changes in V12, it's the rifleman can carry an ammo bag, so we're allowing players to use that ammo bag or use supplies off of a rearm. We're trying to see if it balances out well because of some of the changes to the ammo, since players only pull what they need to refill their kit.
Scratch. K987, I want all the rest of your mortars.
Yeah, it's something we'll modify with the mod in the long run, but it's kind of an interesting change to let kind of more ammo be used and a little bit more aggression by players.
Alright, roger that.
But it doesn't work very well if you use all the ammo for mortar.
Go for command 2.
So this is working out really well. Squad 2, Londart's squad for the US is pushed up into the militia territory. Assault squad, Squad 4 is pulling back and letting the US push him in. In the meantime, Squad 1 from the militia, Clay J, is just hanging out in the east waiting, and I imagine Dorf is going to have him wrap around, close the door shut on this US force. So I'm really liking the positioning of Dorf here. He's really pulling the U.S. squad into a kill box in the Kilo 9, Lima 9 area.
Eyes to the far west.
Where you at, Dorf? I know
And
you're
Dorf is building a wonderful sandcat while he's doing that. He's doing a good job in battle,
No,
managing
I've got
his
more.
comm,
Nope.
managing all of that.
Oh, there's more.
He's
Over.
only got 2,000 more build, guys. You know.
His mortars are going out, but they're just hitting empty forests. The U.S. or the militia knows, don't go there. That's a death zone. A quick update on kills. Militia have 5, U.S. has 3. So we're still pretty even on numbers. The U.S. is starting to push a little bit more in force up into this area.
2, go ahead and push north, online with Squad 4's rally.
Oh, Assault, look north! Look north! Assault, there's a whole squad up there!
One transport, off where command is right now, and then set up that mortar base
Assault,
on
just,
I-9, copy?
there's a whole bunch of them right there.
Everyone else to I-9,
Line
okay?
them up.
Understood that.
2 if possible.
Yeah, this is quite the good.
Southwest, be close, be on the down low.
Yeah, the Assault gets called. You take out one. You must know he's there now. And that'll further help delay his squad, delay the U.S. action. The U.S. is really bunched up here in the middle. Kind of interesting Karma's plan of kind of two squads always joined at the hip. Pretty dense setup here. You see all the blue bodies all throughout the trees here, all pretty tightly packed. The U.S. has lost, looks like two or three people from assault. It looks like assault has gone down in a hail of fire.
In your eyes, is there anything that you and us can do to help for right now?
Alright, hold over here.
Tier 079, up to 1.
Charlie, 079. I'm getting shot at. They know I'm here.
I'm pulling them.
Are we bounding back? Yeah.
No, we're bounding back. We're getting out of here.
So looks like the remainder of assault squad is starting to pull back a little bit and get engaged by Expit over here with his squad. Who have found a really nice spot. A lot of players wouldn't think of setting up on the other side in the middle of the open. Because of the deflate here, you guys can crawl around safely behind the deflate, not get hit, and engage contacts in the woods.
Alright, Bravo, I want you to, one at a time, dip down into this deflator where the road tracks it.
224.
Looks like the U.S. is pulling up the mortar squad.
Yeah,
pulling them up
stay
to
up with the
reset up the mortar at the majority of the U.S. position.
Shaco, you up?
Yeah, she can shot it. Hold on.
Command, I got a contact out to my west about 100 meters.
That's my bad.
Oh, Karma is down. So during this battle, Karma has gone down. I do not know what got him, but he's dead. Totally missed that during the push.
Is there any chance we can shift further west? Get this platoon line in the K column?
Alright, guys, get advised, I'll leave you a transport here. I'm moving my 5-8 to I-9.
Okay.
Heard, thank you, Fed.
This is always a critical moment when you lose command and need someone to push up and take control of the situation.
There's contact there, we just need to maneuver onto it and take it out.
Heard.
Copy, moving west.
Yeah, I have no idea what got Karma earlier. It would have been nice to have captured that. So the US, though, just kind of slowly regrouping, figuring life out. Starting to push up into some contact here.
Retreating from your position. Perhaps now's a good time to push south.
A-class, let's set up.
Alright, move forward, boys, southwest.
Squad 4 is taking fire from the southeast.
Looks like the U.S. taking their sweet time, checking every bush. There's movement by fire, so they're firing at every bush before they push in. Using up a lot of ammo to do so. And I don't think these guys can see because of the train. They might just barely be able to see each other.
Contact 4 in that building structure, or south, I believe. 3, can you get your guys...
Swing around to the militia side.
Much further south, about another 100 meters.
These guys here, these guys here, the remnants of Squad 4, Assault Squad, are all set up in this column. Engaging back at the U.S. So Lima Bean, H-Force, D-League, just having fun, delaying the U.S. action, giving their guys as much time as possible to get the fob set up. And this is a tough spot. You can see I've turned off the highlights on my camera, and you cannot see anything out there. Even with the extra zoom, it's very difficult to pinpoint enemy troops. Looks like Lima Beam here has got it though. Sees at least something.
2, if you guys can start putting down fire, my guys will bound to you.
Roger that. If you move further south, that would be advantageous.
That's a good shot by Lima Bean here. Takes out one of the U.S. It's one of those very powerful things about tracers. They work both ways. And one of the nice things I love about militia kits is they have no tracers. So you can set up an AR and just pin people away.
3, I need you to keep setting south. I need you to get south as far as you can, and you can be coming in west.
Quick update on the kills. Whereas militia has now taken out 15 U.S. soldiers, and the U.S. has only taken out 4. So it's kind of turning into a bit of a lopsided battle at this point. The U.S. are getting really picked apart, especially in these woods after the railroad tracks.
Enemy northeast 100 meters, 2 of them moving right to left.
Yeah, here's another. So Bump is just shooting at the U.S. as they're moving up, and actually Revy here is caught right in the open. He's been taken out by this lone militia guy. And they're within voice range, like they're that close is how close some of these battles are turning out.
Squad 4's pinging the bush.
Shootout.
Oh, Revy goes down to a frag thrown on top of his foot. He totally did not notice the militiaman. And Aethel as well, another grenade right in front of his face. Oh, poor Aethel. Some good planning by Kingskill here. Using the frag to help disguise his position somewhat. And he causes the rest of Revy's squad to kind of pull back and rethink. While this has been going on, Squad 1, ClayJ's squad of the militia are kind of still hanging out in the east, but it looks like they're moving up and possibly wrapping around behind the U.S. forces.
3, really need your assistance.
And then Hero Squad, Squad 3. Oh, actually, Squad 3 down here has been kind of an unsung hero. It's just shooting into the bushes right where Lawn Darts is. So you hear Lawn Darts calling out needing assistance. Hero's just having his guys shooting to the bush, hoping they hit something up there. It's a great use of the suppression, great use of kind of distracting the U.S. soldier. Keep them off their game as they try to push up.
We're also taking contact to my south 200 meters. Adding up my fighting guns. New mortar mission Kilo 922. Kilo 922. Spread it round.
Copy that, Kilo 922.
So U.S. mortars are active again. I'm trying to figure out where on the map they actually. Oh, kind of put them way out there. They're studying to start up and get shooting again at the militia positions here. Seems a bit far out for the mortars. Seems a little really far from the force. But mortars are active, and the U.S. are pushing up. Looks like they're close to claiming this compound. But the militia are playing very well. They're getting 1 or 2 kills, a couple of shots, and then they're retreating, really sucking the U.S. in, and always making them be the ones pushing.
Yeah, what's up? Hold on.
Never really letting up on the U.S.
I'm pulling back from this flank. We got an open field, so we can't push this.
Again, mortars going out to unknown position.
Contacts to the south of you.
Orders to follow
immediate
someplace
south.
in Julie at 9-2.
I really love this defense by Dorp. He has his whole team up off the fob, trying to slog down and hold off the U.S. at a distance. Because he knows that if he gets buttoned up, it's game over. Especially with the new suppression system in the game.
SL4 is down.
3.
So Squad 2 of the militia Sphinx is trying to ID where that mortar fob is at.
Roger that. 3, I need you to push south and fill the gap, my eastern flank.
So here's Sphinx's, what remains is of Sphinx's squad. Looks like they're going over to take out that mortar fob. They hear him. I have a feeling they're going to have to actually cross the river to take out Ken and his mortar.
We're getting shelled over here.
So stack up on me. Charlie, stack up on me.
So yeah, so in V12, V12 has added a very impressive suppression. So when you take fire, an explosion happens near you, your screen starts to go very black. Your sound gets really distorted.
Try not to.
Your screen starts to go very black. Sound gets very distorted, and because of that, your weapon sway also increases. So it makes it very, very difficult to communicate and tell people what's going on, and also to aim down your sight and shoot back. And so the suppression system at long range is very killer, and long range engagements are really the name of the game now. You can see the militia here are using that to their advantage, because even if their bullets don't hit the target, it is suppressing them, making it very hard for them to continue to move around and keep engaging.
South side of that compound. Go ahead and spread around.
So right now it looks... Yeah, so the mortars are landing just to the west of this compound, here in the middle of the woods.
Kilo 9-1.
Oh, here comes up with a little fun thing. Expit is about to get taken out by this militiaman. I think Expit knows he's here. But they're both on the same side of the fence looking at each other. But Expit has his binocs out. And we have both the cameras. The one's Expit, the other's Bump. Both of them are multi-streamers, or part of our multi-stream crew. And they see Expit's taking fire from one of Bump's buddies up in the barn. And he goes, oh, he's still up.
Of the blue or the barn on the right?
Barn on the right.
And Expit goes down. Good hit, but the mortars get right on the barn in retaliation. Fortunately, they don't hit anybody.
Alright, go ahead.
Looks like squads 2 and 3 of the U.S. are pushing up, trying to clear out this barn complex. Throwing a couple of grenades in. Keep throwing those mortars.
Watching from the northeast, they might be in the compound right across from us, literally like 20 meters, 10 meters.
Okay, you're free to open up if you see something.
Right. Alright. We'll look around this corner.
Yeah, so the militia believe the U.S. is across the fence to the north, and they're absolutely right. There's about a half a squad, 3/4 of a squad up there. Trying to find a good camera angle to show this firefight occur. Thinking right here.
No, I found him.
Yeah, so the U.S. are pushing up, and they're calling out throw frags in the abandoned barn. They're starting to fill that building full of barn frags. If you don't need to take, don't go in there. This is like a lethal snowball fight right now, just throwing frags back and forth. U.S. threw some frags, militia are throwing some frags back. Mortar's getting extremely close to friendlies. Militia seem to be doing better off in this little barn fight.
Shit, my man. King, there comes to the barn from your right door, right in front of you.
And squad 1 of the militia actually rotate back to them. They're starting to clear out the U.S. position from east to west. Coming in right behind. These guys haven't seen really any contact this whole game. I'm sure they're itching for a fight, and they're coming up right behind the last of the U.S. troops. And they're going to catch them in a total sandwich. This is some excellent maneuvering by Clay J and his squad. Being extremely patient and just kind of walking around the map, letting the battle unfold before committing themselves.
If one of you have a medic set up, and you please send them to squad leader 2.
This is the bulk of the U.S. or remaining U.S. are all in this farm comp. They've got militia on 2 or 3 of their 4 sides now, and Clay J's guys are getting right up there. Oh, Cyclone! It's a good kill there. Good shot. Good rear security. But I do worry about the U.S. survive, especially when you see this. You got 6 guys all within 2 feet of each other. One grenade could just end this game really quickly.
Cover me, cover me, cover me.
Alright, we're in contact northeast.
Cover it. Alright, picking back up. I'm good.
3, did you call northeast?
Is this blue house clear?
Over here.
God.
We have contacts east.
Anybody in squad 1?
How many did you see? I saw one. I heard footsteps of many. Fire
Good.
team size.
Steps?
Copy that.
Yeah, so there's some comments about Battlefield, their changes, or Battlefield
right.
changes to their suppression system. And I like how Squad has done.
Alright.
I haven't played enough of Battlefield to really understand its suppression system, but Squad's approach has been very aggressive, making it very difficult to aim, and it's an incredibly effective tool. It makes one of my favorite classes, the MG, a lot of fun to just sit back from miles away and fire away. Did Londarts just throw that grenade into a tree? I think he did. You see the puff cloud up there at the top of the screen? I believe that's his grenade, and landed in the tree somehow. But yeah, so the suppression, especially in one-life games like this, is critical to get and to have fire superiority with. Oh, Lex Ryan! Oh, Lex Ryan and this militiaman. Who is this? Alpha Guido. Don't know they're right on the other side of the fence from each other. Some ships in the night gameplay going on here.
Ken, it's almost time for you to pack up the mortars and get on over and get in the fight.
Understood.
1.
So again, more grenades coming out. Kind of an artifact of our increased ammo system. Letting players use a lot more grenades throughout the ops. And the militia, the U.S. mortars going out. I'm going to take a quick look at the militia have taken out 26. U.S. has only taken out 7, and Kennett's mortars have killed no one. So mortars might have been terrifying, but they haven't been highly effective.
In the barn.
Those are great mortars. Whoever's great mortars.
Negative.
Okay, well, that was almost the death of us.
Oh, okay, I see. So, clarification on how Battlefield does it is the no sway inducedness. I don't know exactly how much the squad does. I think it does a little bit of sway. I haven't really tried to experiment with it, other than just experience it. Be very happy that it's there.
Okay, more on. Go to you guys.
But Squad 1 of the militia coming right behind the U.S. forces here. And actually, I think one mortar may have TK'd Londarts. Oh, that one definitely TK'd Boogeyman. And the U.S. Militia guys, their gunfire is being covered by those explosions. These guys have no idea that close to them to their north, there were militia coming in. Yeah, there's 3 militiamen left inside this house. It has 1 entrance and 1 exit. And this one militiaman just gonna casually toss a grenade in. Oh my. Takes out 1 with the grenade. It looks like they put a sandbag in there for just that reason. But what a wonderful use of a grenade. See a militiaman pushing up here. He's going to try to breach this compound, but there's a U.S. soldier, Sinister Shaco, looking at the doorway. This is crawling with troops here. Crawling with militia. And all of the militia are pushing in. Pushing in on these last 2 guys, Sinister and Jammy Jolt. The mortar crew is coming up as well, and they'll be engaging soon. So Jam and Jolt goes down. It's just Sinister Shaco that's left of the main attack. He's taking out. Oh. Oh, Sinister's taken out 2 or 3 militia during his push up here, and including an SL. But he goes down. So all of the US have been cleared out of the primary forest area. Take a quick look at the map. There's no more US left in this area except for Kennett and his truck, who's just drove by and actually just got engaged. I don't know if the US realizes there's this 3-man fire team from Kennett that just drove a truck up and are pushing in. These are the last 3 US soldiers on the entire game. And it looks like Dorf here is the only man left at the fob, and he's going to see them. And
Get everyone back on the fob.
He's going to engage these guys. Yeah, Dorf just threw a nade at him.
You copy? I need guys back on the fob.
Pipe Funk's running up. Oh, Dorf's probably going to go down here. Oh, good shot, Dorf. Doesn't know Kenneth came to his right though.
Multiple. I'm gonna go down.
Oh, Dorf's gonna go down here, and it walks right up onto him. Oh, poor Dorf. And if I look at the map, you can see every single red dot running back to the fob. Kennett's the last man alive. Oh no, actually Hamdog is also alive. So 2 US soldiers, one of them is making it to the radio, but he doesn't have a shovel to take it out. And there's a whole horde of militiamen coming for him. It's gonna be Kennett's last stand here.
Yep, pretty sure they're to my direct east.
You can see nades coming in across the screen. Oh, and Kennett goes down. I think that was a bad nade on Kennett's part that made him go out and get into the gunfire. So all that's left is Hamdog here, hiding under the truck, just waiting for his time to move out. Yeah. It's actually a really good sneaky part.
Copy.
Using the vehicle cover can be really sneaky if he's careful about it. But Hamdog gets taken out there. I believe that's the last of the US soldiers. We're just waiting for the admin. Yep, admins have called GG. That was a pretty fun end to the conclusion to that. Hope everyone enjoyed. We're going to go ahead and roll the map, roll the teams over, and get set up for round 2. So we'll be switching teams and seeing the op from both sides for the command.
Stay aggressive. Can't get bogged down. You just gonna get picked apart one by one.
And follow us on twitch.tv if you guys aren't already. If you guys want to learn more about our events, come join us, come play in these events. Their website is squadops.gg. And they're pretty fun.
Big dick in it at the end though.
But we'll be back here in probably just about 2 or 3 minutes and get round 2 running.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today, Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we are suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of this is to keep the enemy's head down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. During this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically, whether it be with buddy teams or fire teams. The whole intent is to ensure there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. All right, Bravo set. Alpha up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when on patrol or when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. And these are a few of the basic formations that we use during squad ops.
We're gonna do MRAPs. I'm gonna give assault guys the MRAPs.
Dwarf.
What?
Someone joined our squad and I think took Silas' spot. Do you want him in your squad? Is that okay?
I'll just
Or do
keep
you want me
close.
to... Okay, sounds good.
I'm doing kids.
Yeah, get sorted out. I'm gonna go take a piss.
Have you picked a mission until or not? Dwarf, have you...
He went to the back.
Do you know if he's doing it or not?
We're doing MRAPs.
Go. What option did you make? Intel? MRAPs. No, I'm... Oh.
So running their mouth. Everyone's excited at last round.
Alright, we'll do. Well, fuck. What do you guys want to do?
Let's go. We'll go around the entire map searching for them, I guess.
We don't. Fuck it, dude. We take intel.
Alright, you're taking the intel.
So no MRAPs for you. So who wants to do orders?
Not me.
Assault designate 3 guys. Yeah, okay, whatever.
No, I tell you one of the two there's 3 possible, and I tell you one that they're not at. It says in the doc.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is RoseDragon. Thank you for joining us for round 2 of Operation Lawless Rustlers. We're just Lawless Rage. I keep trying. So I have Shadowed Ritual in the back. He's helping provide all the camera support and also kind of keep being updated on parts of the battle that I can't physically see where I'm at in the view. And he's keeps reminding me I keep saying the wrong name of the operation. We have an operation that involves the word rustlers, and I keep trying to use it. So I do apologize for that. Right now we're just in the planning phase. The U.S. is hanging out here watching the U.S. command as they get planning set up and figured it out. I'm not going to go over too much detail about the operation until we get confirmed from our event admins what the militia is doing, because this is an operation that has multiple aspects to it, and it all depends on what commands. So we're kind of waiting for a few minutes to get into the nitty-gritty of what the actual objective is and what they'll be doing. For those of you who are new or haven't played with us much, I'll go and pull it. We've switched around So the teams have switched sides. The cameras have back to the same side. So everyone who is in blue will be United States. Everyone who is in red will be Militia. And the commander for the U.S. team is Dorf. He just commanded the Militia team. His SLs will be Assault, Sphinx, Clay J, and Hero. For the Militia team, the command is Karma Cut. He has Phoenix, Revi, Lawn Darts, and Xbit assisting him in that today. So it was a pretty fun first round. A lot of just in close, kind of pseudo close quarters. Woodland firefights going on. A lot of really good fire and retreat from the Militia team. Be interesting to see how the tables get turned in this map. See a bunch of marks going up on the map. US are trying to plan it out. Militia, I'm sure, are also planning out. And the magic of the admin cam, we can see all of the marks. Just kind of waiting to see what the final plan turns out to be.
I basically want you sweeping through our where our fob was, exactly where the fob was. Sphinx would have been a little tighter. And
so we're just basically going to actually rerun the almost the same. So last round the Militia picked K10 as their location, and it sounds like they're picking the same place again. You can see this transport truck here has the 2 Militia squads set up and pushing. They're going to push over there and be starting there at live in Kilo 10. The other half of the Militia team will be starting at main in a pair of Logi trucks, and essentially at live they're allowed to move and go reinforce and run logistics for the FOB at Kilo 10. And they have to wait till live is called to push out. The US know that they're on the Kilo 10 route. I believe they've gone for an believe they've gone for the intel option, which allows them to know one less potential location. So on the op doc, the Militia could pick Kilo 10, Mike 10, or India 7 for a possible FOB location. It looks like they've gone for Kilo 10. So right now we're just plans are finalizing their plans, knowing the final details. Couple fun changes with V12 we can talk about in the meantime is these beautiful new MRAPs. Unfortunately, I believe because the US has picked the intel option, they will not be beginning to use them, which is a shame because I think they are probably one of the most powerful vehicles or weapons in the game right now because of how mobile and quick they are and how much armor they have. But they look wonderful. Like, they look great here at main. Same with the Striker. They look awesome. They're a lot more powerful. They can really take on a lot heavier target than they used to be able to in V11. And I just love the camouflage netting and the added like sandbags on top. I think it makes the trucks look great. And I wish we could see more of that on more of the vehicles. And overall, V12 has changed a lot of other things in the game. Kind of an ongoing discussion we've had throughout the stream. It's something I really like to bring. It's the power of suppression. There's a guy earlier talking about the differences in it in Battlefield and Squad, and there's a lot of changes in Squad that I haven't really dug into, but I definitely agree that it's important to have a suppression effect in a game, and just the different implementation is kind of a curious thing throughout the industry. Each studio, each game does it a little differently. So it'll be interesting to see how it evolves and if they tweak it or what changes they make in the future.
That's the plan in a nutshell. Get you guys spawned in.
Sounds like Dorf is about done with planning. He's having his guys spawn in. We'll probably be listening into the platoon brief here shortly. Trying to decipher the marks on the map. It looks like they're going to just move in and force around the mound area, set up a mortar in Kilo 7, and kind of go to town. But we'll listen into that briefing as they get set up.
Did I hear a med kit?
I heard bandit.
I'm gonna play some Roblox.
So we have a question in chat about if Dorf has his own YouTube channel. I don't think he has one, but I will ask him after the operation, and maybe he'll be tempted to make one. So I'll bring that up with him.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, Dorf is one of our POVs. Tonight is one of our multicam streams. So we have about 8 players on the ground. We'll switch between perspectives between them and myself as an eye in the and we'll be able to see the battle from many different viewpoints as it goes. It makes it a lot more fun, and I think it's the best way to view ops or a squad because of the just increased gameplay and the teamwork that goes into every different person's perspective.
Brando, pull your shovel out.
Looks like the US is pretty much ready for the brief here. Just doing final lining up of squads and fire teams. This is on a custom server. This is a closed
sports fans.
So this is a custom One Life event that we're playing. So we play by kind of our own rules, kind of a lot of honor code system to make sure everyone is good to go.
30 kills in here.
Oh yeah.
It was just an easy day, Dwarf.
And it looks like the brief is about to begin.
They say the only easy day was yesterday. So everyone else did a good job in their roles. This time everyone's gonna be included in the fight. I promise. Our mission is we are pushing south. We're gonna go try to eliminate enemy fob location. We're not sure where the fob is. It's possible it's gonna be in Kilo 10 or Mike 10. So squads 1 and 2. Squads 1 and 2 will be pushing, getting in a Logi or a transport truck each, pushing down the main MSR here, getting and dismounting their transport trucks at the infantry mark. They will get online from west to east and push south. Additionally, at the same time, assault squad will load up in a Logi, drop their Logi off at the mortar mark in Kilo 769, and he will have 3 guys handling mortars. The rest of his squad push west, southwest, not going any further west than the MSR. They will hug the MSR heading south, and then they will come all the way down to the edge of the tree line in Kilo 10. They will start heading east. Same thing, Sphinx squad will grab a Logi. They will use that Logi, drive it down, drop it off at the mortar mark, then push straight south, west of the mound, essentially pushing all the way over to Kilo 92. And then from Kilo 92, they'll start heading east. So basically hammer and anvil tactics here. Any questions? No? Okay. Chain of command will be myself, then Assault, then Hero, then Clay J, then Sphinx. Assault, Hero, Clay J, Sphinx.
Sphinx isn't here anymore. So I'm
well,
trying to
Sphinx
straighten
is
stuff.
here now. Alright. Get ready, load up in your truck.
Hey, Command, what do you want the loadout? I should just do construction. Oh, gosh, copies.
That was a wonderful, pretty short and sweet plan from Dorf. Pretty straightforward plan.
So
essentially, he's going to This is almost an exact repeat of the plan from the last operation, actually for the U.S. The U.S. is going to dismount in the Mike 8 area, push up to the mound, and set up a platoon line basically between the 2 MSRs that run north to south and push south along that line into contact either Kilo 10 or Mike 10. Seems pretty straightforward, pretty good plan. You already see the fob location where some of the militia guys are showing up because they're close enough on the fob down there. And that's where basically the same exact location where Dorf had it last game. Live time has not been called yet, so we should be going live here in the next few minutes. I had a person ask how to join these events, how can you play? The easiest way to do it is look up our website of squadops.gg. There's a link to our Discord there and register to make an account and then join us for a basic session where we kind of go over some of the key concepts of the game, some kind of general things that we expect all of our players to know, and go through that. And once you've completed basic, you are able to join these events and play as pretty much any class. We do offer some more advanced trainings as well, to kind of cover more advanced concepts such as how to use some of the heavier weaponry, some small unit tactics type things, how to clear buildings, and other things like that. It's a wonderful community to join. Definitely has helped me sharpen my skill as both a command and as a person just in general on the ground playing the game. So right now, I'm just going to have probably a couple minutes of moving out, just getting everyone ready to go. The game is live, so people can start shooting each other. I do love the V12, some of these new animations for the back of the truck. I remember the days of awkwardly having the guy next to you stare at you, and the guy across, with dead eyes across from you staring right into your soul. Now the characters actually move around. Looks like they're kind of just having a day in the truck, just having to go along for the ride.
Sorry about that.
So right now we're kind of just flipping around with the cameras, kind of just giving you a couple views to highlight some of the player names that we'll be showcasing tonight as they're going to battle.
White suburban neighborhood problems, dude. My trash can was about a foot too far in the neighbor's
Looks like the
driveway,
militia
so
convoy is already on their way. We're going to go ahead and swing around and try to decipher the planned defense that they have over here. So looking at the map, it looks like militia having one squad close to the fob. Actually, it looks like he's having a squad and a half very close to the fob, very tight defense, and he's sending a fire team up under lawn darts right here under me, almost to the exact same position that HML was last game, where he had his buddy team just totally unrail the U.S. planned assault from the mound. So this pretty similar tactics we're seeing here. We'll see how it all plays out. Some subtleties though. It looks like they're definitely doing a lot stronger point on the fob itself. And he's got two squads coming in on those lodges. Trying to...
Alright. How are we doing?
Yeah, so we have a comment about squad and 3 weekends. I think it's always fun to have new players. It definitely adds to the experience. You know, in real war, you'll always have new players that you'll have to deal, or not really new players, but new soldiers to work with, new buddies to meet. That's one thing I love about the game is there's always a constantly rotating player base. There's always lots of players that are great to play with.
Yeah, so look northwest.
We see here a traditional militia bush fob. So put the fob in a bush, helps disguise it a little bit. You know, it's pretty obvious to see because it makes lots and lots of noise. Sometimes it's highly effective. Looks like it's a little further east than what Dorf had last game. It'll be kind of interesting to see the change, how that change affects the outcome of the game.
4 when you're ready, match up to 3 or push west of 3.
Let me recycle my outline. Sometimes the outlines don't recycle correctly. Oh no! The militia have lost the truck at the get-go here. They rolled one of their lodges. And it looks like it's still full of supplies. I'll have to see what the admins decide on if they can actually use the supplies from that truck or if it's all lost. I would be willing to say they can use it, assuming it's within fob radio range. But that is... Yeah, hopefully it is within the range of the fob radio. But you have to be within 150 meters. Actually, we can check that with another feature of V2. Oh, it is outside fob radio range. So if you guys didn't know, this button up here at the top that shows the fob symbol with a circle, if you click that, it'll show you the different radiuses for a fob. So the white circle is how close you can get another fob, the blue circle is how close you can build things, and you have to get the trucks in order to unload them. And that truck is just barely outside of the circle. Oh, and they get it flipped over. That is like a good save, but kind of embarrassing. In the meantime, the U.S. have set up to the north here, and they're getting very widespread. It's kind of hard to see from how the maps get super shiny and fuzzy. But Dorf has guys all the way, might be easier to show on the map here. He has squads all the way from the map border out to the Kilo Juliet grid. So he's got a very wide platoon line going, moving up, getting ready for contact. If I understood his plan correctly, he's going to have squads 1 under Hero, and Squad 2, Clay J, moving on this eastern area and wrap around to the east side of the enemy contact. Well, he has Squads 4 and 3 pushing directly in.
Now.
Looks like Phoenix, Squad 4 for the Militia is setting up in kind of that same area Assault was last game. Lawn Darts is set up overlooking the mound, and then the bulk of Karma's force is down on the fob proper. It looks like Squad 1's probably going to set up to the east a little bit.
Contact south, Sphinx.
Dorf is calling out quick contacts to his south. Let's see what happens here with this skirmish going up.
From your last round.
He's referencing the last round because it's one byproduct of how we play our kind of call out map markers from round to round.
He's about Kilo 984 or Kilo 987.
See, Dorf is here. He's viewing these contacts running around in the woods. I don't know if they've seen the U.S. I kind of get the impression they have based on the amount of movement I see in there.
I see more moving. 18 south, straight south, no squad leader.
Yeah, and Dorf sees the squad lead down there.
Negative.
And that is Phoenix down there with his squad just setting up a nice wide spread.
Just engage. Or engage him if you see him, or keep pushing west and south.
And the U.S. just starting to engage at a distance here, using that wonderful suppression with Alpha Guido here.
You're going to be to your west or southwest.
Alpha Guido on this nice tall rock. Can't really see any of them directly, but
I saw 2 squad leaders.
So I think Alpha got a kill in that start.
Over there. I don't know if it was SL though.
Yeah, Alpha got a kill at the beginning of the game here with that opening barrage. That is an impressive shot by him.
Yep, I see more. They're about 100 meters into the trees.
For me to push south, I'm gonna
This is an excellent case of using your binoculars as a squad lead. You know, you can't see very far normally, but if you use your binocs, you can definitely see a lot better and help direct your troops exactly where you want them.
976, you're free to drop mortars at Kilo 9.
Oh, and actually, Lawn Darts' fire team has pushed across the railroad, is almost in the direct center of the U.S. force here. But Dubs is moving up along with some of the squad mates here, set up and engage Lawn Darts and company.
South, yeah, we're engaging southeast.
Say again, Clay J.
We're still pushing south, no contact yet.
Roger.
A couple of the U.S. rounds going a little high on the hill there.
If you don't have any contact, 1 and 2, keep pushing south, and then I want you to get online north to south online.
Oh, Dub's such a good position, but he can't see anyone.
Grid square.
Copy.
Coming up the hill.
4, expect contact to your west, southwest.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity there by Dubs. Hopefully this buddy team doesn't get around behind him and kill him.
3, do you have any eyes?
Negative, I'm trying to get eyes now.
Roger, if you guys have any eyes on enemy contact, call it out on grid, we can get mortars in.
Kind of sweep around, kind of see what the rest of the battle's looking like. Sphinx is looking for that contact in the middle. It looks like Lawn Darts and his fire team are going to sneak right by. U.S. mortars going out. Let's see where those are impacting.
You can halt those mortars.
Yeah, those are impacting right where the troops were, but Dorf calls them off because he doesn't see them in the trees anymore. It's a very good call in the mortars, being ultra conservative with them.
Contacts on top of mound.
Taking a quick look here, Sphinx sees Link or Lawn Darts is swinging around to the mound to try to engage.
3.
I know, man.
How big is the con?
Have to figure out a little bit.
Hold on a sec.
It's hard to say.
Two squads moving up on mound.
Oh, calling that out as 2 squads moving on mound, but there's actually only 4 guys up there. Maybe about another half a squad. The other half of that squad to their south. Calling out a lot more guys up there than there really are. In the meantime, Squad 1 and Squad 2 are moving around directly east of the enemy fob.
From the mortars, gonna go for the mortar team. Have the mortar drop a lot of rounds on the mound. I'm gonna drop back and help support. 4, just keep pushing south. 1 and 2, same thing. Southwest now.
1 if you want to hold, and
Squad 1 and 2 here using train to their over here in the east, trying to set up and stay nice and far to the east side here, so that they can kind of stay hidden as they wrap around. Dorf has called out mortars that impact on mounds, so we'll see what happens.
We had a misclick on the mortar too.
Say again?
So, calling out on the mortar. Apparently the mortar squad might have just mortared something they were not planning to. Oh no!
God
and Bag of Joe takes out SL2 for the US. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Bad mortar impacts right onto the face of the squad lead 2 for US.
A lot of guys on that way.
That was a mortar team kill. Oh, that is embarrassing.
Man, I think he hit his mouse on the side.
That is incredibly unfortunate.
I'm yelling at him.
Guys on mound are moving back south, it seems like.
I'm trying to get my guys
but
back in
continue
line.
order suppression.
Using fruit.
More rounds coming out. Hopefully more accurate for the mound here. Because it looks like 4 guys up. So Lawn Darts and his buddy up here. Ooh.
Oh yeah, ice across.
Hitting right in the middle of mound, but kind of not where the contacts actually
there's still
are.
a lot of guys on it though.
I see guys on it now.
Meantime, we're going to kind of keep rotating. Squad 4 of the US is kind of wrapping around behind the militia here.
Right in front of me, about 100 meters.
Pretty impressive, pretty deep position here, right along the road. I don't know if they've been seen. See some militia up the hill. Oh, they've probably been seen. It looks like the militia are starting to maneuver to engage these guys.
Or no, disregard. Wrong squad. Okay, Roger 1.
And I hear a fire going on the east side of the map. Keep wrapping around. Check out some of the defenses real quick.
We need to engage contacts in mound.
Okay, do you want us to be pushing the point?
So we had a quick question about who comes up with these ops, who designs these. Our primary mission designers is actually one of the militia's SLs right now. So if anyone has a question about what the rules of the op are, it's up to him. So he's one of the militia SL. Also does most of the op design and kind of covering a lot of the different aspects of how we play these games. Over here in the east, Squad 1. Expit is the name of the mission. Apparently I did not mention that earlier, so he's the one who designs most of the operations. It looks like US Squad 1 here has run into the Militia Squad 1, which is actually Expit's squad, and their US has unfortunately run into this massive open field, which is just a death trap to attempt to cross. Would you want to run across this 200-yard long field, wide field?
3 to push.
I know I wouldn't.
And then I'll have mortars on that compound you're talking about 4.
Copy.
It's a really good little position Expit and company has, but it looks like the remainder of Squad 2 for the US is wrapping around to the south. Expit's spidey sense is tingling about that push.
For you. 1, if you... You're saying the field in front of you is wide open?
Is wide open.
Well, just kind of keep wrapping around to different parts of the battle here. It looks like Lawn Darts' fire to move completely off the mound has gone northeast. I think his entire goal in life is to go hunt down the mortar guys. I don't know how they ended up here in the northeast, but they're kind of far from everything. I'm probably going to make a play late in the game on that mortar curve, so we'll line to leave them alone. See what else is going on. So actually, 2 and 1, or Squad 2 of the US and Squad 1 of the militia down here in the southeast. Sorry for the flashing screen there.
Get on this mound.
They're actually getting in close contact here, down in the southeast corner. And actually, I think the US might have outmaneuvered the militia. A lot of the militia here are on this really exposed slope. It does look like the US has gone down, but this is a tight little firefight going on here.
What's the status of contact down there?
Unknown strength just north of 2 lead. 100 meters north of 2.
Make sure all of our names come up, but Sinister Shaco here actually has a pretty killer position, able to pin down anything down on those rocks. It's a pretty good spot. But 5B actually has a superior spot to him, assuming the bush wasn't there.
We're doing good. We're on the mountain now. We're continuing to push more contacts.
And other contacts within the militia position are engaging the US to try to push up.
I want one of them filled with ammo, the other one filled with build.
I think this attack from the southeast is going to end up failing for North. Seems a little too exposed and undercommitted.
Command, they've moved up to about.
Again, this might actually work. Looking around, and most of the militia forces are facing to the southeast there. In the meantime, looking over here on the west, Squad 4 for the US is getting engaged, but it looks like they're in pretty good shape and taking out quite a few guys. But oh, Hamdog here taking out his RPG.
Push south, you have to. More south, but I want you to push those contacts. Probably gonna be in the same area we were in the last round.
Alpha, yeah, hold there. Everyone else is killing south of me.
Spread out.
So Bag of Joe is currently mortaring up there with Dorf, and half of Squad 4 for the US. The other half of Squad 4 is kind of on this deep pincer to the southwest here. With Squad 3 clearing the mound. There's no contacts there, but they probably are going to get engaged by Londarts and company. And then Squad 1 Hero is pushing along the ridge line over here on the east side.
North of that. 100 meters.
Yeah, so the platoon line kind of fell apart for the US here. It's kind of 4 blocks that are shifting around trying to get the best position. But Squad 4, I think, is actually the best position. Londart's over there to the northwest. He's kind of getting surrounded, but he also is one of the better positions to attack their fob from. Squad 2 down here in the south is just holding back, trying to engage, keep their attention looking this way.
Yeah, go south. I'll meet you south.
Southeast.
Lima 10-7.
So kind of a quick update on the kill. They're pretty even right now. The US has 5, Militia has 6. Of course, Defender's advantage playing in there. But yeah, right now it's pretty even on the number of kills and how things are going for both teams. Yeah, there's been a lot of shots, but not a lot of them have been landing.
Like how far?
Salt and his guys down here. Definitely at risk from little buddy teams like this hiding in the bushes. This is a wonderful little kill box these two guys have set up. Nova and Hamda. They can just sit here, wait for a guy to peek up over that ridgeline and engage.
Yeah, Dex, the exit. Roger. Send a fire team back up here.
Copy.
Dorf is calling a fire team back to his north.
Fire team Bravo, you're moving back to
see
Dorf's
what's going on there.
location.
There's in that compound, that series of buildings.
Oh, it's that fire team from way before on the long flank. Bartok Warrior, Klaus Points, and they're pushing in on command and the mortar team. These guys are crawling through the grass like a bunch of snakes, but the grass stopped like 100 meters from the building. So they're about to get extremely exposed here. This building's actually, I think, one of the hardest compounds in the entire game to attack right now because of how wide open it is on 3/4 of its size. And then the only way on that west side to come is a bunch of trees that are also pretty sparse.
Yeah, what do you need? You want the low?
So this compound is pretty easy to defend if you're looking in every direction. Oh, Dorf sees one of them.
Covering from mount.
Dorf saw one of them.
I want you pushing your fire team
Meantime, we're going to watch where those mortars are landing.
Copy.
It's always hard with very spread out battles like this to accurately cover everything.
Kilo 1076.
So mortars here dislodging some of Squad 2 for the militia. But actually, oh, Hero Squad doesn't know this guy's right here. Who is this? Frederick has an entire US squad just to the east of him. I think he knows because he's trying to crawl backwards very quietly.
Dorf, where are you engaged from?
From my north.
Still doing launchy runs.
Little moments like that are always entertaining in this game. So wrap around to the south. We'll check in on Squad 4 for the US. He's calling out that he's pretty
Understood. Kilo
needs support.
1079.
Yeah, they're active over here. There's a lot of them.
He's calling out the militia are using active lodges.
We got mortared. Anyone got mortared?
Oh, and who's this? Who is this? Hamdog. Hamdog and Nova and Cyclo behind Assault Squad. None of them are looking over. They're probably going to end up taking these guys out.
Just hold the guys. Hold.
Kilo 985 as well.
So Assault Squad here is in blue. They're the U.S. soldiers. The militia are in red. And they're getting pinned down from the primary fob to the northeast. But Hamdog is crawling up real sneakily to H-Force.
To push us.
Oh, and he sees him and he takes him out. It's a good shot from Hamdog.
He's close over here.
Yeah, I hear him.
Yeah, and Assault now down to just himself and a buddy, Lima Bean. Yeah, unfortunately, this wraparound is really kind of falling apart for the U.S. I'll check on kills real quick. Yeah, kills have really quickly switched on this. The militia now have 12. The U.S. have 8 kills. But mortars coming into the middle of the fob area. I don't think those hit anybody, but they're definitely getting in on target. Down here to the south, Squad 2. Squad 2 still engaging the fob, but at really long range, not really a good position. Not able to really affect much from down here. They're dwindling in number, taking hit once or twice. They're just down to 3 guys down here from a full squad.
Dorf, I don't need to dig this down. We can just go.
So it looks like Dorf is moving the mortar fob, so the U.S. can move that fob as much as they want, as long as they have the supplies to do it. They can just pick it up and move it. They can't leave it. They have to actually go through the active digging and the delay associated with that. In the meantime, HML Squad 1 has done a really good job of kind of just setting up here and just slowly work their way into the force. U.S. Command Dorf has actually left the mortar fob in Hate in a logi truck. And he's pulling back his guys from that fob. That little 4-man team actually has done a lot of work for this militia defense. They are distracting and confusing the U.S. squads.
Hey, where are you guys headed?
The mound.
The mound.
To take the compound. If they can keep him tied up without taking the compound, that's also a success.
They're loading up in this lodge. This is a very dangerous situation.
It sounds like
you
they
get
sent
3
a squad
guys
each
throwing
direction at us.
smoke, ready to shoot you.
We're half health.
And
FYI.
as soon as this truck moves out, they're going to get shot up. Oh! Lat comes out, takes out 2 guys, hits the truck. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is a wonderful Lat from Bartok. Very well known for his epic long-range lat shots. It's a very good hit. The truck is smoked. I think it'll survive. And that, I think, might actually doom the U.S. push here. They're not going to be able to move this fob effectively. They're going to keep these guys really distracted up here.
Alright. Just keep up the... what's your numbers down? Or what are your numbers on there?
I'm down to 2. I'm down to 2 over here. Or way up here. We got the fob. Oh, I'm sorry. We lost Sphinx. Squad 3's.
So Squad 1 and 3 are starting to push it again to this meat grinder of a hill.
Down there.
And they're just trying to work their way slowly up. Again, the militia are just widespread, just waiting in little ambush spots.
We've killed some.
Roger.
Well, Sphinx is dismounted.
They got sandbags
I know,
and their Logi truck, all that stuff is in right around
They're
Kilo
on us
1076.
right now.
So,
do what you can.
Duke Nukem, last member to survive here in the north, just got engaged by those guys that shot that lat a moment ago.
I have N sandbags.
And it looks like Duke is down. Oh, the Russians, Klaus Bond is the last man standing. And between him and his buddy team and his fire team, they all took out that fob. Really messed up the U.S. push here. Meantime, there's a lot of fire going on to the south.
Online as soon as we're ready.
Yep, 1 and 3 push online.
There's a militia position of this buildings in the woods here. It's just very powerful. It's becoming a very favorite spot. Oh, this is quite the spot this guy's found. Oh, that is mean.
But I need you guys to push on the
this is Kenneth. Kudos to you for this mean spot. I'm just going to flip around to the reverse side. You can't, I'm going to turn off the outline. You can't see anything out of that hole. He's able to stick his gun out and shoot. Oh, that is a mean spot to defend. I absolutely adore spots like that, though, if you can find really good ones, and this is an excellent location for that.
There was enemy infantry in the compounds at Kilo 916.
And he's just waiting for people to come in the field of fire and take them.
Yeah, we're gonna go line push southwest. We're gonna hope to God.
So back here in the southeast, looks like Assault and Lima Bean are still alive, still kicking.
So their build is down here somewhere, I think.
So what's the game plan now?
And there looks like the militia are kind of losing track or kind of losing focus on them. Well, actually, looks like Revy's squad is looking this way, but they're not really looking very hard.
Move as little as possible.
And Squad 2 of the US is just absolutely decimated. I think there's only 3 guys left of Squad 2.
I think when we start to move, I'm going to get to the hill to
and there's
the
no
west.
good way across that
really
open field into the militia position.
Sounds good.
Looks like the next big battle is going to be here on the northwest corner. Sorry for moving around so quickly in the trees.
Starting to move southwest.
Again, some wonderful spots by the militia here.
Are you controlling all elements down there now?
Lawn darts here, getting his guys just nice loose line.
Oh, they got picked out.
Yeah, there's definitely a kind of a quick check on kills. Actually, kills are evening out a little bit. Militia have 19 to US 12. So it's not even, but the US isn't trailing too badly.
Kilo 1067.
Kilo 1067.
Kilo 1068. Kilo 1069.
Understood. Sending them out.
So a new mortar bomb goes up from Dorf. It looks like Dorf himself is commanding it personally. A couple more rounds are going to come out and hit the militia. The US have figured out it's in this tree line to the south. So the north end of the grid that it's allowed to be in, they know it's somewhere in this tree line. And they're absolutely right. They can see the lodges, all the fortifications up. So we should see a pretty awesome mortar barrage here in a moment. And Exped and his crew just hanging out near the shelter. Just for when those mortars come out. Oh, they're a little bit long. A little bit too long. Just hitting right in the field. Decrease range. 10 meters of range, 1 or 2 mil around. That'd be perfect. Quick question on ammo. They've already used quite a bit of the ammo. They still have 2,300 ammo. There's still a lot of mortar ammo left. Dorf has been pretty conservative with those. He needs to pull them just a little bit north, a little bit too far. Fortunately, Squad 2, the only ones that would have eyes on that, can't really provide him corrections. So they can't really see down there because they're afraid of getting shot from over there. looks like Tube is trying his best.
They're mostly not landing on the objective, though. They're mostly landing off the objective.
Yeah, it's about 100 meters off.
Yeah, poor.
Sit rep.
So a lot of mortars just get called out exactly on top of X. I think is up on camera right now. So that he's hiding in that shelter, and he's gonna be mortars right on his head here.
Yeah, Roger. They are northeast.
No, so the ammo is so ammo count is different than the number of mortar rounds available. So I think each mortar costs 30 or 40 ammo. So a full tube is worth 90, so each tube gives you 3 reloads. So you get 3 rounds for every 90, so they're 30 each. So that's still a lot of mortar rounds available to the US. But they do burn through ammo pretty quickly if you're not careful. It's really easy to just sit there and pound away on that tube and 10 seconds later be out of ammo. The rounds are hitting a little bit too far west. And up here in the north, Squad 1 is getting torn up by the militia forces. Gonna get a good angle here for you guys.
What's going on?
Oh, looks like a throw. We'll patch you up.
Thanks, dude.
Mhm.
I can see.
Just remember, more from top of the hour, every hour.
See how accurate that grid is? He just called that as K952. Yeah, that's gonna get right on them. Right on at least someone. There's US are just getting picked apart. Ones and twosies pushing up. Picked apart by these guys hiding in the bushes. Ooh, that's a good mortar. Good mortars on that one. Definitely hurts Nova here. Who's crawling away saying, nope, I don't want to be there.
We're trying to work our way northwest in that reline where those mortar fire missions were, and then we're going to try and push west from there.
Roger, I can drop smoke if you want.
I think it's okay. We're like this tree line, crawling, making progress.
Okay.
Oh, and the militia are now all looking northeast there, right into the jaws of Squad 1.
One, are you able to push south?
So, actually, Karma, so the militia command engaging US contacts out there.
One, are you getting contact from that compound?
Yeah, AFM, we're getting contact from that compound.
Roger.
Yeah, 233 from my location, approximately 300 meters, 200 meters.
I'm gonna have to crouch.
Yeah. Yeah, communication overall is kind of a little bit low right now. It sounds like a couple of his original SLs are down. Salt and Lima being down here, it's been stranded for the longest time. We're just slowly making a few inches of progress and trying to be extremely careful. It looks like the militia overall are not interested in them anymore. So if they play it right, they could get a really good push.
We're gonna have Squad 2 to push up north.
In the meantime, the remnants of Squad 2, this 3-man fire team, is starting to get engaged by this same squad that's been harassing them all game.
We have Squad 2 push north.
Command, I'm gonna pull back.
Man, Squad 1 has contact east light.
Roger, keep holding the line.
SL2, you guys got enemy contact north of you about 50 meters.
I might be going insane, but I might.
So the US guys here trying to figure out what the guy's shooting them. Don't realize it's Kenneth up in his sneaky hidey hole. Kenneth up there in his sneaky hidey hole engaging these US soldiers.
1 and 9-2.
Copy.
Oh, that's a good mortar round. Good mortar, definitely really forced the militia here to hide in the buildings.
I got mortars up and on that compound. We'll see if 4 and 2.
Still a little bit long, a little bit west of where they could be.
Yeah, understood.
Do we have mortars still?
still? Yes.
I need mortars in Kilo 10-9-3, Kilo 10-9-6, Kilo 10-9-5, Kilo 10-9-2.
Contacts are now direct west of squad 1.
Alright, 1, push southeast.
Right now, the battle just it's kind of little engagements here and there. I think the U.S. has really lost the advantage or the momentum here. They've lost the initiative. The militia are just sitting back, waiting for them to come in. Quick update on kills. Militia have 20 to U.S. 14, so the militia are up by an entire squad. And I think 2 of the squads actually haven't even taken any contact from the militia. Toop up here, one of the last members of his squad, doing a little bit of work in the trees here, just crawling around, waiting until he sees something moving and then shoots. I don't think it's going to last very long down
Push
here.
east if you have to. Just don't get fucking shoot up anymore.
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
Got a comment about building destruction. I totally agree with you, chat. I wish we had building destruction. Even if it was procedural, it would be a lot of fun. But I think it's going a long ways off until we get more games with a lot of building procedural destruction.
One's gonna make a play, pulling back north. We're gonna wrap around to their west.
Hey, firm.
Again, just kind of trying to check in on things. The U.S. are pretty convinced that the bulk of the enemy force is here on this compound. This compound's actually a little bit too far north to be where the militia fob is at. A lot of mortars in the air though. Not sure where they're aimed at though. They're actually aimed down south. Oh, right on this contact that squad 2 was engaging. I don't think it takes anyone that hits anything. It's helping definitely keep their heads down. I think Darth Magnet and Toop might be the only 2 left down here on the southeast corner of the AO. It's always a funny situation. Toop, look north. There's a bad guy right there. Lex Ryan was to look south and Toop was to look north. One of them would get a kill.
Copy.
They could shout at each other for all they could. So always fun situations like that.
One, I'd hold for a second. One stop.
Oh, and Toop has been noticed by Lex Ryan. Because of the terrain. Oh, Toop knows Lex is there and he goes down. Oh, that's unfortunate. So US Squad 1 is pulled off a little bit further north. It's wrapping around the east side here to this compound. This is pretty much the same route that Karma had to take last round to get into this compound. This is probably the best way in here. It's got a lot less guys to work. Dorf has a lot less guys to work with to get this push off though.
I'm nading out over wall.
Reloading.
Enemy fob is most like Kilo 10-9. Yeah.
Kilo 10-9.
Yeah, right around where squad 2 is dying.
Let's keep it stacked. Watch our back.
I got
There's a, like a ditch or cutout.
I'm gonna frag.
I'm gonna hold angle.
It's the little fire team using lots of grenades, trying to get in here.
I'm hit.
Oh, awesome use of bullet pen there, shooting through the fence, just hoping you hit something. He actually does get a hit. It's also a good way to get out of that situation because he knows there's bad guys there.
They're on the other side of the wall, they're shooting through the wall. Is that guy down?
There was guy around the corner southwest just on the sandbags. Do not keep that.
It's actually, that's a good move. I'm pretty sure that's Kennett. I know that's Pipe Funk sneaking around and he gets taken out. But he definitely uses the distraction of the bullet to get around and possibly behind these guys.
One.
Still hear a lot of mortars going out. I think they're impacting down here at the last remnant of Squad 2. Who's still alive. Death Magnet is still alive. He's still pushing. And when you're the last man in your squad like that, you're supposed to try to link up with command comms, even if it means going into the contact.
Then start heading southeast.
He's got to probably be pretty annoyed with Dorf right now, because Dorf is laying the mortars down all around him. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was like a once-in-a-lifetime mortar hit right between the main bunker and the wall. Right on his head. Oh, that is very unfortunate. That's the last member of Squad 2 in the southeast.
3-4 more kills or more people?
Yeah. Kills, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple kills.
Shows you that the most important thing is actually hitting the target.
Northeast.
Accuracy is everything. Assault's still down here. Looks like Assault and Lama Bean no, Assault's on his own, but Jaegerfang is coming up behind him.
Say again?
Disregard, it's not important.
I'll try to figure out who all is left. It was a 3-man fire team from Squad 1, Dorf and a buddy, and Assault. So it looks like 5 U.S. soldiers remaining against a horde of militia. I don't think Dorf's going to be able to pull this one off. Not unless everyone becomes Rambo suddenly.
Just hold on, guys. We're coming.
Copy, I'm gonna hold where I got.
If you come in through the direct north where we're at, you should be okay.
I don't want to hit where you guys are. I want to hit where you're not.
Pretty good strategy from Dorf there. Trying to sneak in around those guys where they aren't expecting it.
My position.
Dorf sees contact to his south.
Single RPK gunner. He's crawling. There's a tree at 183 he's crawling behind.
Yeah, no way.
Hold on. You should be able to see him here in a second. You see the IDF shelter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right in front of that. You see him now?
Nope, I'm gonna go. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good hit. Right in the head.
He's dead.
Good shot, Bag.
Oh, shit.
You hit him with the first shot.
Nice
shooting. We
shooting.
just killed one on the shelter, on the fob.
One, do what you can. Just hold him off.
Looks like Assault has also gone down in this briefing.
I don't want to say anything.
Fang, snuck up behind him.
But
Will we attack wrong place?
We might have an opening.
Dorf thinks he can get across this field, but there's definitely a couple of them looking this way.
Fucking.
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh shit, dude.
You're stuck.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
1, can you push southeast?
We're working on that right now.
Roger. I know where the fob is. We're moving to the fob. The cutout on the map is where the fob is.
Oh, and the remainder of squad gets engaged by an AR. Extreme close range. Fleshwork here doing a really good job, just counter-attacking, counter-firing, trying to get and cover up for Holy Smoke or Holy Spam as he throws nades and smokes to get out.
Just bandage yourself. I'll come in when I can.
Yeah, Holy Spam here and his buddies doing a really good job.
We're engaged.
And responding to this contact here. Unfortunately, such deep foliage, really hard to get a good eye. Oh, and we just lost Dorf. Attempt to go across the field there, just poorly.
One's in heavy contact now.
4 US left. It's Ivan, Holy Spam, and Fleck, and Bag of Joe. And they know where Bag of Joe is. And they know where this 3-man buddy team is. So I want to say that was Militia Command that engaged Holy Spam and really slowed down that buddy team. And then Bag of Joe here crawling through the field. He's got 4 guys looking at him, 3 guys looking at him. Trying to switch back and forth here as cleanly as I can. This 3-man fire team's doing very well. Bag of Joe has gone down in that last hail of bullets down in the east. The last 3 guys up is Holy Spam, Ivan, and Flesh. And they're trying to work their way down. And the militia are finally Militia is finally setting up their MG. They're finally getting that up and running to engage these guys with. It's an excellent time to use an MG, and they seem to think there's a lot more of them to their north. And really, it's just those 3 guys. I'm going to swing around to their perspective. They have no idea that Jaegerfang is right here on their west, crawling up in the field on them.
Just keep holding it.
There's a guy right
That's
there,
another frag
Ivan.
out. Fuck.
He's about to see him. Oh, I think Jaeger's going to get
Pop
2
over
of
the
these
stone
guys
wall here.
trying to push up.
Flash, keep watching 07.
You see Jaeger in the outline on the other side of the wall there. Oh. Oh, and the MG opens up on the building. He's not aiming at much, but he's definitely making them think twice about going back.
Fucking beeline north, man.
Alright, there's smoke behind us. Alright, on.
Alright, I'm gonna book first. I'm super close, so.
I think the militia smell blood. So they're getting a little antsy and trying to push around a lot up there. That 50 cal is just going off for the Dishka, which is just a 50 caliber bullet, basically. It's the last 2, Ivan and Flesh.
We're the last 2?
We're the last 2. You got any ammo?
I got 1 full mag left.
Do you have that ammo pack?
Oh yeah, I do. Here you go.
Nice.
It's actually good use of the ammo pack here. Flesh is completely out of ammo.
Alright, I
but
guess
his,
here's what we're
has
gonna
some
do.
ammo left in his ammo pack, so he just
Let's try to
was
kind
able
of hook it a
refill
little hard
bit.
northeast. Go around, try to approach from like the southeast, I guess. See if we can't take some people out here.
Karma's going to town with that
I'm not too
Dishka.
sure if they know we're the only 2. So let's just do it.
And he's just probing by fire right now.
Get down behind here.
Quick look at the map here. Looks like Karma is trying to keep a pretty good defense, though. Pretty good ring around his fob.
Alright, let's go.
Even trying to keep this discipline up and the end of the round here. The U.S. starts to take... I don't know what that guy is shooting at. Maybe he just thought he saw movement. Oh, it's Aethel on the big Dishka gun. He still thinks they're up in that building. There's nothing up there. They're sneaking around to the east. Good play by this buddy team to kind of get out of Dodge and wrap around again. Oh, they're gonna be walked right up onto this squad here. It looks like Claus Bod. I'm going to say his name wrong every time I try to say it. Definitely has his eyes on. Oh, definitely takes one of them out. It's Buddy Boogeyman here. Takes one out. It's just Ivan left. Ivan's the last man standing. Oh, and he goes down to Boogie again. Oh, good game. It's definitely a very rough op for the U.S. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. This has been Operation
Good game, boys. Good game.
Lawless Wranglers. Lawless Range. I'm going to say that wrong every time.
Great.
Lawless Range. It's been a lot of fun. I hope everyone's enjoyed. And I hope to see you all out here again. If you want to learn more about our community, come join us on squadops.gg and come view our videos on Twitch. We're also on YouTube. And thank you very much. Have a good evening, everyone.